Hello, Transurfers and the Transurfing Curious and snails and fireflies. I am Renee Garcia and this is TransurfingTV, and today I am going to talk about the naughty mistake of mistrusting your world. There are lots and lots of reasons presented to us via pendulums to mistrust your world, but do not take the bait, because if you do, your layer of reality is going to suffer, or it's suffering right now, right? Because you are mistrusting your world. I'm going to get into that more in a moment, but first remember to follow us, or subscribe rather, and like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me, and I just might send you a stack of these. And Teachable Reality 2.0 down below. Check it out, y'all. So mistrusting your world, this is a fascinating concept because, again, fear and all sorts of negative emotions presented to us or triggered rather by things in our external environment wants us to mistrust our world, because when we mistrust our world, we doubt things and we live in fear and we tune in to pendulums that aren't good for us, seeking answers and resolve and all that kind of stuff, and it just kind of really compromises our reality. And there's a much better way to live than mistrusting your world. This is exactly why I made these stickers. I originally made these for myself. My world is taking care of me, everything is going according to plan, and things are working out beautifully and will continue to do so with ease. I made these because I thought the opposite of all this stuff. I thought the world was a scary and hostile place. When I finally decided to take action, I was suffering immensely from PTSD, anxiety, insomnia. I really did not know up from down in my external reality. And I was in a place where I doubted my very existence, my world, and I knew that I had to take some serious action. So I created these for myself, and they have completely changed everything about my life, my reality, and how I relate to it. So this was me taking action. If you're mistrusting your world right now, I would definitely say adopt mine or come up with your own. Really set the intention that you are going to create a new program for yourself. So are you mistrusting your world right now? Probably because a pendulum wants you to do it, right? But if you are mistrusting your world right now, the best thing that you can do is, with full clarity and lucidity, ask yourself, why? Why am I mistrusting of my world? Why do I feel that my world is whatever it is that you're experiencing? Again, mine was, doubt that my world was taking care of me, fear. I had a feeling that the world was a hostile place. I was scared. So I really had to stop and ask myself, why? Now, these are some of the reasons that I had gravitated towards this state of being. Now, again, there's probably a lot more that are not listed here, but just for an example, we will go off these. I did not have enough positive in my life. I did not have the attitude and the thought quality to support a feeling of my world taking care of me, or my world not being a hostile place. I was habitually mistrusting my world, right? It had become habit to the extent where I didn't even realize I was doing it any longer. And also I was traumatized. So I had allowed myself to become traumatized by my reality. I was taking a victim stance. I was living the path of victimhood. Why has this happened to me? And oh my God, that was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. And all of these different ideas and thoughts and beliefs that I held really had me resonating with a very traumatized version of myself, and it is almost impossible to trust your world if you're living in a place of trauma, right? If you are resonating with trauma. Now, if you are in fact traumatized, Reality Transurfing will help you put all those pieces back together. This is what happened for me. I can wholeheartedly say right now that I do not suffer from PTSD effects. And I know a lot of people say, well, PTSD is never cured. You know what? It may never be cured 100%, but I'm probably about 95% right now, and that's good enough for me. And I have amped up my level of self-care and self-love and really just diving into the world of me, taking care of myself, being creative, really just making myself feel good on a moment-to-moment basis. And this has really helped me to resolve a lot of that trauma that I brought to this modality originally. So, getting back to my depiction here of why you may be feeling mistrusting of your world. So if you do not have enough positive in your life, what I am suggesting is to shift your focus more towards the positive and obviously disconnect from the negative. Pinpoint what is causing you to have negative mistrust of your reality, right? Negative thinking, not feeling good. It could be media, it could be social media, it could be toxic relationships, it could be things you're seeing that you're exposing yourself to. Maybe you're doing something where you are living around some negative information that is not helping you to feel as though your world is a very safe and very beautiful and a very trustworthy place. So disconnect from the negative and shift your focus to the positive. Is your attitude and your direction of your thoughts making you feel as though your world is not one to be trusted? Change the direction of your thinking. This is exactly what this is about. This changed the direction of my thinking. I brainwashed myself to believing that my world is taking care of me and all the beautiful things that I say in this statement. I brainwashed myself and I actually made it to where this is now my new reality. But I had to set the intention and I had to kind of be hardcore about it, right? It was no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I had to get radical. So change the direction of your thinking. Is it habitual? Have you developed a habit of mistrusting your world? Well, this is where self-awareness comes in. It is time to amp up your level of self-awareness. I see myself. I see my reality. Read Tufte. Start reading it. Read it to the end. Then start it again. Then read it to the end. Read it a couple times because this will definitely eliminate your habitual nature of mistrusting your world. This book did this was a miracle for me in my life, and it really has helped tremendously. Again, are you traumatized? Time to amp up your level of self-care and self-love, but most of all, stop focusing on what you don't want and start thinking about what you strive to achieve instead. So getting to my downward and back version of thinking as opposed to my forward and upward version of thinking. When I was diagnosed with PTSD, I would constantly say to myself, I don't want to have anxiety. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to have PTSD. I don't want to think of my world as a scary place. I don't want. And sure enough, all of that crap would show up in my reality exponentially, and I would get more of the same, and I would tread water, or I would go backwards, or I would just not make any progress. As soon as I decided to shift my focus from what I didn't want to what I strive to achieve instead. I strive to achieve personal success. I strive to achieve no PTSD, but I strive to achieve an anxiety-free version of me. I strive to achieve a state where I feel total self-love and self-care big time, and I am really well cared for by myself. And And all of this, stop focusing on what I didn't want and start focusing on the positive and what I did want. This helped me resolve my trauma. So before closing the video out, I want to talk about a new program, right? This is a new program for you. This is a program that you are going to design. Are you struggling with, some habitual patterns that aren't serving you, trauma, poor attitude and thoughts, or not enough positive in your reality? Well, maybe it's time to get radical and start creating a new program that you can shift to instead. Do things like this. Change your habits in the morning. Get off your phone. Stop looking at social media. Stop watching the news. All that kind of stuff. Really sit down and take a look at what you're doing that is causing you to mistrust your world, and start writing out a new set of rules for yourself that is going to help you shift your focus from that downward and backward version of thinking to that upward and forward version of thinking, where you do believe this stuff, right? This is huge. This, I know it seems silly, but it absolutely works, and I would be lost without these stickers. So with that, thank you for watching my video. Remember to comment, my world is taking care of me, and like this video and subscribe. So you just might win some of those. And thank you again, guys. Have a good one. Bye.